Check this out. Video Games Monthly.
Video Games Monthly.
Video Games Monthly.
Video Games Monthly.
Hey everyone, it's Darby from Blue Television Games. I'm back with another Video Games Monthly unboxing video. Let's go ahead and get started. First up, we are going to have an extra game in this box. We have a 1-up card. Very cool. We have our little reminder card that tells us to update our library. That way we don't get games that we already own. Alright, so we have some cool little things here. We have a reusable game cartridge cleaner. That's definitely pretty cool. So we put a little rubbing alcohol on this one end. Then you stick it in your cartridge, clean it out, and then you use the little dry side. So that's cool. Good way to clean stuff up. That way you don't get your systems all dirty and crappy. Now we have some stickers. They're actually Pez stickers. And we have Super Mario, Yoshi, and Diddy Kong. With every box, they include little gifts and stuff like that. So, you know, some stickers. I like stuff like that. Cool, cool, cool. But let's get to the games. We have some bubbly bubbles and some more bubbly bubblies. That'll keep our games from getting damaged in shipping, which I appreciate. First up, we have an NES game. It's got a little rattle to it, but I have a little tool to open this up. A lot of times, just a little piece of plastic gets inside these. I don't know if you guys can hear that rattle. But it's Russian Attack for the NES. Russian Attack is a common NES game that I haven't really played. A little bit of damage to the label, but overall in pretty good shape. In this episode, we will do a total and see how much the value of all the games are. I had some requests for that again to see if the value of the games matches what you pay for the service. So we'll do that at the end. I imagine it probably will since I got 11 games in this box, but we will see. We will see. Alright, next up we have another NES game, and it is Renegade. Renegade's a beat-em-up game. This cartridge is in a little bit rough shape. There's some peeling on the top. Not a huge deal though. But, you know, it's a game that I don't have yet that I should already own. So it's kind of cool to collect some of these more common titles that I just don't have yet.
2 a.m. is no time to be alone in the subway, and you're about to find out why. Renegade.
Here's a classic that for some reason I don't have yet. Pro Wrestling for the NES. I had a few NES wrestling games growing up, but this was one of the ones I never actually owned. But I have played it before. It's a cool little game. So definitely a cool one to add to the collection.
Nice.
So we're on to our mini box here, our Video Games Monthly box. Check this out. Video Games Monthly.
Video Games Monthly.
Video Games Monthly.
Video Games Monthly.
As you can tell, I'm a huge fan of Video Games Monthly. I cannot recommend them enough. There's some other services out there similar. Be smart. Go with Video Games Monthly. Alright, the box is open. First up, we have a Super Nintendo game, Shanghai Dragon's Eye. Okay, so not a fan of the Shanghai games. But, you know, I do just love increasing my collections. I can't imagine this is a rare game. It's Shanghai 2, I guess. Not super excited about this one, though. I mean, it's a weird game. I had one of these on Game Boy when I was a kid. I played it a little bit, but it's, you know, it's just a really not my thing.
It's not my thing, so I'm not that excited about this one.
Next up, we have a Nintendo 64 game, Forsaken 64. And I actually don't know anything about this game. I've never heard of it. It looks like it might be a horror-themed game, which excites me. I love horror-themed games. Let me know, Forsaken 64 in the comments below. You know, I'd be curious to check this out and see what it's all about. It's rated mature, which is interesting for an N64 game. Alright, next up, we have a couple Sega Genesis games. First up, we have Tom and Jerry Frantic Antics. Don't know anything about this game. I loved Tom and Jerry growing up, but this is another game that I've never played before. So I'm curious. I'm hoping it's a platformer. I don't know. Tom and Jerry Frantic Antics. The other Sega Genesis game we got is in pretty rough shape. You're gonna want to beware the ultimate evil of Warlock for the Sega Genesis. Yeah, the cart is in pretty rough shape. A little disappointed in the condition of this one. Warlock, definitely a weird movie, and I'm curious to see how the Sega Genesis game is based on that movie. So definitely curious to check this one out. Hopefully it plays okay. It is in pretty dirty shape. Almost kind of afraid to put it in my system. Alright, we've got 4 more games. The next game we have is a disc-only game, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 for the Sega Dreamcast. Now this is a game I have on multiple systems already. I've never played the Dreamcast version, but Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is an awesome game. As with always, I hate getting disc-based games without the cover art, but you know, I don't like collecting disc-only games, so I'm a little disappointed in that one. Next up, we have a brand new Dreamcast game, and it is one of the fishing games for the Sega Dreamcast. You can actually use the fishing controller with this and a standard controller as well. I don't have the fishing controller, but I think it could be a lot of fun. I love the fact that it's brand new. Brand new Dreamcast game, I'll take it, even if it's a fishing game, so that's really cool. Next up, we have a GameCube game, complete in the box. The manual's in a little bit of rough shape. Oh yeah, you wanna know what the game is? It's Spider-Man 2 for the GameCube. And as you can see here, the manual, a little bit bent up there. I might be able to flatten that out and you know, actually fix that. So that's really cool. My GameCube collection is pretty awful. I sold my GameCube and all my games a few years back and bought a bunch of NES games because I thought I was only going to collect NES stuff. And then I realized how stupid that was and that I wanted to still collect, you know, other systems. So I'm working on building back up my GameCube collection. So anything really helps. Spider-Man 2 for GameCube. It's a good game, so cute. And we have one more GameCube game, and it's another superhero game. It's not complete in the box, but it does have the case and the disc. It is Fantastic Four. It actually looks pretty cool in the back of the box. I've never played any of the Fantastic Four games, not really a fan of the movies. But yeah, another GameCube game. It's hard to not get those all shiny. Shine. Cool. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add up the total of all these games, see if the value is there, and I'll be right back with the total. Alright, that took a little while to add up. That was a lot of games. And I have bad news. This box had some disappointing games in it, but most disappointing of all, these games with shipping included, ordering on eBay would cost about $76.32. Video Games Monthly with shipping is $79.99. So I actually got a below value box even with the extra game. Kind of a disappointing box, but there's a few games in here that I'm really excited to try out. And part of the thing that makes this service really fun is getting the random games, not knowing what you're gonna get. It's a very surprising, almost Christmas or birthday kind of feeling when you get this box of goodies. I got almost exact value, which is still okay. It does suck that it's a little under. You'd like to see it a little over, obviously. So overall, an okay box, not the greatest. But the last couple boxes I got were really, really good. So, probably gonna see a box once in a while that's a little more disappointing. Let me know what you guys think of this month's box in the comments below. Be sure to hit that subscribe button up here at the top corner, and also on the other side of the video is a couple other videos from BTG I think you might enjoy. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you around.